The night shift at McDonald's is one of the most famous fast food restaurants in the world. For most people, it's a place of comfort, bright lights, happy meals, and familiar smells that remind you of childhood. Even though the food isn't exactly healthy, it's convenient, open 24 hours, and always full of people. But what if I told you that even in such a cheerful and friendly place, something dark could happen, something you couldn't forget, no matter how hard you try? This is the story of what happened to me 3 years ago. A night so terrifying that it still sends chills down my spine whenever I think about it. At that time, I was 17, just finishing high school. My parents didn't have a lot of money, and to continue my studies, I had to start paying my college fees on my own. I was desperate for a job, any job. So when I got hired at McDonald's, I was thrilled. I promised myself that no matter how hard it got, I'd do my best. And for the first 3 months, everything went perfectly fine. I worked mostly day shifts serving customers, cleaning tables, refilling sauces, and learning how everything worked. My boss seemed to like me, and I was proud of that. But one day, my boss called me into his small office. I still remember the smell of fries and coffee that filled the air. He looked at me with a smile and said, "You've been doing great these past few months. I think you're ready for something more." I thought maybe he meant a raise or a promotion, but instead, he said, "Starting this weekend, you'll be doing night shifts." I hesitated for a moment. "Night shifts?" I asked. He nodded. "Don't worry, it's easy. Not many customers come in after midnight. You'll just have to clean, restock, and keep the place tidy. Simple." I didn't really want to do it, but I needed the money, and I didn't want to disappoint him. So I agreed. My first night shift was scheduled for Saturday, from midnight until 5 in the morning. When Saturday came, I arrived at McDonald's just before midnight. The roads were empty, the town was quiet, and the only light came from the yellow glow of the McDonald's sign. Inside, everything looked the same, clean, bright, and familiar, but the silence felt different. My manager, Tom, handed me a list of tasks: refill the ketchup, mayo, and barbecue sauce bottles, wipe down the tables, sweep the floors, clean the counters, restock the napkins and cups, he said quickly. "And when you're done, just keep the place in order." I nodded, taking the list from him. He looked at me and said, "It'll be quiet tonight. Try not to get bored." Then he chuckled, grabbed his jacket, and left. As soon as the door closed behind him, the silence hit me. No voices, no music, no laughter, just the faint humming of the refrigerator and the buzzing of the overhead lights.
At first, I didn't mind it. I put on some light music through my phone and started working. I cleaned the tables, mopped the floor, and refilled the sauce bottles one by one. Time passed quickly, and before I knew it, it was already a.m. That's when I noticed something strange. No customers had come in, not a single one. Usually, there were at least a few some late-night travelers or young people grabbing a quick meal. But tonight, nothing. The parking lot was empty. I shrugged it off and continued working. I was arranging coffee cups near the counter when I suddenly felt something. A weird sensation like someone was watching me. At first, I ignored it. I told myself that it was just my imagination, that I wasn't used to being alone this late. But the feeling didn't go away. It grew stronger. I glanced at the large front window, expecting to see nothing but darkness outside. But that's when I saw a black shape. It was hard to tell what it was at first. It looked like a person, standing completely still, just outside the glass. No movement, no details. Just a shadow faintly outlined against the dim parking lot lights. My stomach tightened. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again, but it was gone. I laughed nervously to myself. "You're just tired," I whispered. "Stop freaking out." I went back to work, trying not to think about it. But a few minutes later, curiosity got the better of me. I looked out the window again and my heart nearly stopped. The shadow was back, but this time, it was closer. I could make out more of its shape, tall, with long arms and something strange about its head, like it was tilted unnaturally to one side. I froze. My hands were shaking. But again, I tried to reason with myself. It's probably just someone walking by, or maybe a trick of the light, I thought. So I decided not to look outside anymore. I turned away from the window and focused on cleaning the tables near the kitchen area. For a few minutes, everything was silent again until I heard it. A sound. A faint tapping noise, like fingernails against glass. Tap, tap, tap. I turned around slowly. Through the reflection in the window, I could see something moving, a figure pressed against the glass. My heart pounded in my chest. And then, I heard a voice. A low, whispering voice, almost like it was inside my head. "I can see you." I froze. Then again, louder this time. "I can see you." That was all it said over and over. I spun around to look outside, and what I saw made my blood run cold. There, right at the window, was a creature, its face pale and stretched, eyes glowing red like burning coals. It was staring straight at me, lips pulled back in a crooked smile, revealing sharp, uneven teeth. It began banging on the glass hard, over and over. Bang! 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 Each hit echoed through the empty restaurant. I stumbled backward, knocking over a chair. My breathing grew fast, shallow. I didn't know what to do. Call someone? Run? Hide? But before I could decide, the lights began to flicker. The entire place dimmed and brightened again, over and over, like the power was failing. The banging got louder. The thing outside screamed a high-pitched, inhuman sound that made my ears ring. That was it. I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed my car keys, ran to the door, flipped it open, sign to closed, and bolted out the back exit. I didn't even lock up. I jumped into my car, slammed the door shut, and started the engine with shaking hands. As I drove away, I didn't look back. I didn't want to see if it was following me. My heart was racing so fast it hurt. When I got home, I immediately locked all the doors and sat in the dark for what felt like hours, trying to calm down. Eventually, I picked up my phone and called my manager. I told him I wasn't feeling well and had to leave early. He said it was fine and that we could talk in the morning. I didn't tell him the truth. Who would believe me? Who would believe that something like that could happen at a McDonald's? But I know what I saw. Even now, years later, I still remember that face, those red eyes staring at me through the glass. Sometimes when I drive past that McDonald's late at night, I swear I can still feel it watching. I quit that job a week later. I told them I couldn't handle the night shifts. I didn't even bother picking up my last paycheck, because no amount of money is worth seeing something like that again. And since that night, one rule has stayed with me: never work the night shift.